I think we're going to start off with you, Jay, and you're going to be talking about Bengals Ravens. Is that correct?
Yep, I can open that one up.
Lovely. So,
okay.
Shoot away.
So, yeah. So I spent a bit of time watching the film of both of the Bengals game and the Ravens game. And I completely agree with what Paul said earlier. The Bengals did not protect Burrow at all. I mean, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Burrow
wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Burrow definitely missed his fair share of throws as well. I just think everyone on offense, it was out of sync. It was, as you said, Rob, they've in a 49ers kind of way, they get off to a slow start, and they can't get off to a slow start in this game.
Yep.
Because watching the Ravens film, and I know they were going up against a rookie. Oh my goodness, they blitz you from every which way.
Yeah,
and I've got to give CJ Stroud his dues. He hung in there. I think a lot of rookies would have broken in that game because they were blitzing the hell out of him.
Mm.
I don't expect them to do that against Burrow and the Bengals, but if the O-line is out of sync again this week, the Ravens are going to feast. And I look at the Ravens D-line, and I wouldn't say that I'm wowed by them, but the scheme that they're running, it is creative. And you got that superstar at middle linebacker now, Roquan Smith, who
huge game. Well, you mentioned, Jay, like the Houston game with the Ravens. I almost put this guy in one of my moment/players of the week. For D'Amico Ryans did a great job getting Houston Texans ready, especially in that first three quarters with a rookie quarterback against the Ravens and Harbaugh. I really like the game that he called. Again, he kept that a really close game for a lot longer than I expected. But yeah, sorry,
absolutely.
Something
No. Feel free to chime in. When I look at the offense, the Texans kept them in check.
Yeah.
Again, Ravens, they got a new OC. He seems to love an inside run. I think he leans on screens a little bit too much. We'll see in week 2. But there was one clear bright spark for the Ravens on offense, and it was Zay Flowers. This guy has the potential to be a mini Debo. He's not as big as Debo, but he is explosive. The footwork is effortless. They can use him any which way. They used him on jet sweeps. They just got the ball into his hands on a short pass. Mm-hmm. They could go deep to him. They'll probably give him some carries at running back. I mean, you get the ball in this guy's hands, he is yards after catch. And, okay, the Ravens didn't have Andrews. Odell didn't really feature that much. So there's definitely potential here for the Ravens. And Lamar is still an elite runner. I mean, there was one play where he was dead to rights, ball snapped, dead to rights, it's a sack. It's going to be 7-yard loss. Just nonchalantly spin move out, and it turned into a 20-yard run. So this offense has got a lot of potential, I think. They did lose J.K. Dobbins. That's a huge loss. His agility, elusiveness, quickness. I forget who they've got behind him. Gus Edwards.
Yeah.
This dude is huge, but he's fast. Yeah. For his size, he is huge. And the Bengals, I mean, granted, the conditions were not passing conditions, so we knew it was going to be a run-heavy game.
Yeah.
But they got worked by Chubb. They got worked by Chubb and Watson. big test for them this week. That's a really good front seven for the Bengals, but they got worked. So we'll see this week.
Yeah.
I'm going to open it up to you guys, but I think what I'm going to say is I think the Bengals are going to fall to 0-2. I think the Ravens are going to win this game.
Okay.
And I only say that because I'm not sure the Bengals can fix their offensive line problems in 1 week.
What are your thoughts on that, Paul?
My thoughts are that Cleveland's D-line is better than the Ravens' D-line. And that could be... Because I have the Bengals winning, and I think they'll just do enough to hold Burrow upright. And if he stays upright and has enough time to get rid of the ball, and the weather's not like it was in Cleveland, he has to treat this game like it's almost a playoff game, because you cannot lose to the Ravens and the Browns to start the season when you want to go to the Super Bowl. I just think he's going to find a way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just think he'll find a way. And for me, my way of justifying it is the Browns' D-line is better than the Ravens' D-line.
I think from my point of view, God, it's going to be a hard one. I haven't seen what the weather's supposed to be like in Cincinnati on Sunday. If it's not raining, that's going to be a huge plus for Burrows. I think that was half of the battle with them. See, they want to throw the ball. In them conditions, you're not going to be throwing the ball much, not very well anyway. I agree with what Paul said. I do think the Browns D-line has gone a little bit under the radar here. They're no joke. Ravens ain't a joke either, though. They're so well coached. You always know what you're going to get. You're going to get a disciplined team. Although I was a little bit surprised with a few turnovers they had on offense last week. For me, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow's pulling off the win. Again, this is a guy throughout high school, college, NFL. He's found a way to get the win. I don't see him going 0-2. I think it's going to be close, but I can see him just pulling them through. Again, I can imagine what he was like in training all week. He would have been working harder than any other NFL player this week, trying to rectify what he felt he did wrong, and to prepare for this game. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to be a miss. Hopefully he gets better soon. But it's for me, it's going to be Bengals.